Hey guys, so I got a lot of questions from all of you over the past weekend asking about what's going on and what's the entire deal for all of this oil stocks. Why did they move so much? I know I discussed bits and pieces of it in our stocks by request where we answered it from a technical analysis standpoint. So if you have not watched my insight on that, talking about the charts, talking about the numbers, you can just reference the video where I shared bits and pieces of PXP, also PX as part of that video. But this time I want to answer that reason, looking at it from a news standpoint, looking at it on what's actually happening. If you are a person who likes to follow current events and news, this video is for you. And by the way, I was planning to put this on my main channel, but because we have so many videos, we have so many videos lined up on that channel for the next few days. Lalabas pa yung video na yun next week pa, and baka some of you have been sending those questions over and over, and I really felt that it was something that is relevant right now to be posted. And because I've been posting a lot of raw videos also, natuwa ko, a lot of you guys have been appreciating it, and a lot of you have been sending DMs. Just so you know, emails off of this topic and Instagram DMs over this topic over the past few days, we've hit hundreds of questions from all of you asking about this. So let me at least give you a backdrop on what this is, and let me give you my reaction on the context of what's happening to all of this oil related stocks and what this news is all about. Please remember though, even though we're discussing this, we're talking about this, we're giving you news about this and bits and pieces of my take on it, this is never me telling you to buy it or sell it or avoid it or hold on to the stock. It should be your responsibility to decide. You should do your own due diligence on what it is. Wag magpapadala whatever you see, and I hope that you use this video as a good source of data and information. But at the end of the day, I highly encourage you to research, do your due diligence, so that you will win. You will never win in the market as if you keep on following what other people are saying. The goal of you to be profitable in the market, not just now but repeatedly over a stretched period of time, is you building the skills, using whatever information, be it be fundamental analysis, technical analysis, and marrying that to create a strategy that will help you win over the long term. So this is all triggered, I'm sure some of you already know the news that this is triggered by Duterte, our current President Duterte, saying that he will allow exploration in the West Philippine Sea. And as you all know also, over the past few years, that entire area has had a lot of issues in terms of disputes with China, because as you all know, that area near the Spratlys, that area within the West Philippine Sea, a lot of countries, and one of the biggest proponents of the disputes is China. And I think over the past years, para hindi mag-away yung Philippines and China, what was done by the government was they said, okay, no more, wala mo na exploration dito until things get better, or at least we have a resolution to all of this. Kaso, here's the thing about that. Please remember, our largest source of oil is running out. I think 20+% is from the Malampaya gas field. I think it's running out already of oil. Up until I think that around 2024. If you want a detailed video on that, put it in the comment section, and I'll try to make more videos on the Malampaya field. But as you all know also, we are not really a country that exports a lot of oil. Meaning, if a large source of oil pretty much loses its supply, it will hit our economy heavily, and it won't be good for us over the long term. So that's the whole trigger for all of this. Number one, it's pretty much predicated on the news set about by the government that we can already explore. Number two, it's also triggered by we don't have a lot of fuel sources. Now, as you all know already, by the time this is happening, a a lot of those oil-related stocks have started to move up. And allow me to just digest bits and pieces of that information to all of you. And guys, since this is a raw vlog, this is not even a podcast, this is not even like a webinar type session where I share the details. I'm just reading off my phone some of the things that maybe are really relevant to all of you. I just want to mention a couple of things. In that particular area, in the West Philippine Sea, which is close to Spratlys, and for those who don't know, so at least you get to imagine it, it's close to the Palawan, area. Areas there where people can explore were divided in what they call SC, or service contracts. And just so you know, there are 3 service contracts that I'd like you to somehow follow. Number 1 is service contract 59, service contract 72, and service contract 75. Service contract 59 is operated by PNOC. It's pretty much government, government-owned corporation, and it's not something that's listed in the stock market. Then you have something that's very, very interesting, Forum Limited Operations, which is operating SC72, and lastly, you have SC75, which a big chunk of that is pretty much Philex PXP. So there. Now let me just drill into this further so you guys have more and more context. Mahirap lang if I don't have my laptop, or at least may lumalabas na graphics dito. I would have given you more and more context into all of this, no? But kindly hold. Wait lang, guys. I have my notes here. Ayun. The biggest thing kasi, that's why it's also important for all of this. Please do note that one of the things that is causing a lot of contention is in the West Philippine Sea, there's so much reserves there. There's so much reserves there of oil and natural gas. There's around 7 billion barrels of oil there and 900 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. That's why it's highly important for all of this to actually start processing, or at least we get to explore those areas. Please remember, they're just exploring pa lang. It does not mean that the company, because of this approval that exploration can happen, that they're gonna earn massive amounts of money already. It's just saying na parang nagnegosyo ka, pero pwede ka nang magsimula, maghukay, mag-explore, mag-research dun sa area na yun. It does not mean na meron ka. And I just want to note this also, that the demand of oil over the next few years won't be as massive as what we saw in the 80s, the 90s, in the 70s. The name of the game right now will be renewable energy. Of course, having this source of oil will somehow help the Philippines, but in a way, we are not anymore in that era that if you're looking at countries in Europe also, majority of them already have started to shift into renewable sources of energy. Di ko alam ba't nagiging blurry ako. Into renewable sources of energy that as you all know, people want the earth to be sustainable, people want green energy. Anyways, back to the service areas. As what I've mentioned, service area 59 is PNOC, service area 72 is Forum Limited, and Forum Limited is owned by Monte Oro for service area 72. And part of Forum Energy also, I want to mention is you have for SC72, you also have Forum Energy, which is divided into PXP, which is around 78+%, and then you have AB, which is around 20+%. Then you have Monte Oro, which is 30%. So SC72 is divided by 2 companies. SC72, Forum Energy, which is 70%, and Monte Oro, which is 30%. Then Forum Energy is PXP and AB. Then Monte Oro is APX. Then C75 is basically PXP, PERC, and then you have PNOC. Then as you all know, that's why also Philex went up, Philiex Mining went up, because it has a significant stake also in PXP. I'd like to note this also to all of you that for Monte Oro, it's owned by Razon, which is APX. And you also have Roberto Ompin, which is AB, Atok Big Wedge. That's why you also saw those stocks have some volatility over the past few days. It's pretty much because of their exposure into all of it. I'd like to mention this also, as what I've mentioned, this is all pretty much driven by news. It does not mean that they are already earning massive money from it. It will still take years for it. All the excitement is pretty much news driven. all of the excitement, all of the price action is pretty much predicated on the possibility that if they start to explore that, hey, we could actually start to earn more if there is really oil, because as what I've mentioned, there's a huge stockpile of oil underneath, and it's such a large need for the Philippines. So I think that's triggering everything. But I'd like to note this also, no. Let me get my trusty notes. From what I recall, dun sa lahat ng companies na na-mention ko, PXP is still at a loss. So from a financial standpoint, they've been losing money for the past 5 years. The only company among those that I've mentioned that's earning is APX. So over the past 5 years, we've seen APX, at least from the financial disclosures that I've seen, they're the ones that are relatively profitable. So please do note, and I want you to get this over and over, that whatever news you're seeing, whatever movement that you're seeing right now is predicated on what it could be later on. So it's still at this point in time, no? But madilim ako. Ayan, it's still at this point in time borderline speculation, because we still don't know how long will this be, ano yung magiging relations ng Philippines with China. Because of this, we still don't know what could possibly happen pag when we have elections next year, ano yung magiging changes because of it. So those are things that I hope you consider once you start analyzing this. Those are things that I hope you consider when you start looking at those stocks as well. So there, I'll keep you updated, but you can just reference the previous videos where I showed the charts. But I'm just saying that the movement that we're seeing today, or at least the past few days, is pretty much because of news that's triggered by what's happening in the exploration. So I'll keep you updated over the next few months how this will somehow unfold. No, I actually don't know how this will also go. I'm not an active watcher of mining and oil stocks, but since a lot of you guys have been sending messages off of this, I just want to make more and more videos on that. So if you have questions, please put them in the comment section, and we'll try to make videos on top of your questions on that. And then we're just gonna keep on making them either from technicals or anything related to this news item. So I guess that's it. I hope you guys like this raw type of video format. I hope that this is something also that gives you enough insight, and it allows me to make more videos because it's not edited, there's no more graphics, it's just me reading and talking in front of a screen. And yun, just keep on messaging or liking if this is something that's helpful for all of you. And I hope that this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. If you want to know more about technicals, fundamentals, links are in the description below, from books, playlists, and everything else in between. So thank you so much, everyone. And by the way, while we're talking, there are some pictures here that are moving. You can click that if you want to watch other videos. If you have not subscribed yet, there's a subscribe link here. Click that and smash the bell so you get updated every time a new video would come out. So see you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.